Hi, everyone. I am so excited today to talk to you about scheduling out your year and how do we balance all of our priorities. Because I was reviewing the forms that I had the people who joined this group from me through, and the number one thing people wanted to improve on was getting faster or getting stronger. And the number one constraint was time. A lot of us are moms, we're all busy, a lot of you work full time, and how do you fit it all in, right? And this is where it comes down to the importance of this is why it's so great that you joined this group. This is why it's so good that you're taking the time, because even though it's sometimes it might seem like a chore to slow down and analyze and to think through the planning and having that framework set up for you, or working with a coach or a group, or having that plan is going to save you time and make your training so much more efficient. So yesterday I had you do that assessment and take a look at the areas of growth that you have, and also kind of reflect on what are the areas that I want to improve in, because just because you're weak in one area doesn't necessarily mean that it's something you're super excited to improve on. On that same note, I want to really encourage you to look at those. And if you had any scores that were like a 1 or a 2, you really do want to work on those areas, because you can see a dramatic improvement just by adding that in. For example, if you are not doing any speed work right now, simply adding speed work in you're going to see big improvements. However, if you're already doing speed work every single week, by tweaking your speed work, it's not necessarily going to get you as dramatic of a result, right? So the same goes for strength training. Stephanie, who's actually a newer coach on our team, she's an ultra runner, a marathon runner, an Ironman. She's been totally neglecting her strength training. And when she joined Beachbody and she started doing that strength training, she recently had a full marathon PR after she's been an athlete for years. And just by adding that strength training in, she was able to PR. So if there's something on there that's massively off track, again, nutrition can be one of those things where someone who has just really a poor diet or has a lot of weight, extra, body weight on their body, if they really focus on nutrition and they lose some of that weight, they're going to see a larger difference in their pace and in getting faster and probably feeling a lot better too. So those are some of the considerations I want you to take into account when you're looking at that. And another thing we're going to want to think about is like the scheduling of those things. So let's just take an example. So I personally have had different seasons where I'm focusing on different things in my running, right? So when I first really got into running, I was really focusing on just building mileage and maybe adding a little bit of speed work in. And with that, I was able to break 2 hours in the half marathon. And right after that, we actually decided to do our first home workout program. So the home workout program was 90 days, called P90X, one of Beachbody's core programs. And I followed that plan and I also ran with it. And because I was, for the first time, truly working on my strength training, getting so much stronger, and also focusing on nutrition. I was previously a yo-yo dieter. I was eating all these processed, or not all these. I thought I ate fairly healthy, to be honest, but it wasn't, there was not balance. There was lots of yo-yoing. And when I did that program and I finally focused on fueling my body with healthy foods, with whole foods, and actually for the first time in my life, didn't feel like I was on a diet when I was losing weight. By the end of the 90 days, I had lost 11 pounds. I was stronger than I'd ever been. I was more confident than I'd ever been. I actually created an entirely new lifestyle because I had gone all in with this strength and nutrition. And I ended up PRing in my half marathon by 5.5 minutes. I barely did any speed work, but I was just so much stronger. My body was fueled with such better quality food that it made such a dramatic difference for me. And so that is the reason why I'm a coach today. I've been a Beachbody coach for 5.5 years, and I specialize in helping runners incorporate our strength training and our nutrition into their training, because I truly think that the balance of those 3 things is so important. And so this year I started partnering with Jen, who is the coach that's part of this group. And she's a certified run coach and now a Beachbody coach as well. And we run these groups where we're able to support runners by creating these training plans. So Jen creates a half and full marathon training plan. And then I go in and I add in all the strength training, and then we offer our incredible nutrition and the support and the supplements around that. And we have those incredible training groups. So we have that coming up in January if you're interested in joining, but I digress. I've gone off track with the goal of talking about this, but I want you to take a reflection and think, okay, what are the areas I need to really focus on? And if you do, like I did back in 2011, when I first started this journey, if you do have a weight loss goal and you want to get stronger and you want to run faster, how do you all balance that? Because those things can work together, but ideally we are picking one focus at a time, or one or two focuses at a time. But I do not want you to have the goal of weight loss and trying to intentionally create a calorie deficit if your main goal is to PR or to is to train for a marathon. We want to make sure that when we're in marathon training and when we're in half marathon training and we're really working towards those speed goals and that endurance, and we want to be fueling our bodies well, because that's going to help us prevent injury. It's going to help your body just feel better. You're going to perform better. And so this is how I would recommend. Let's just say that you have a year of training ahead of you. And realistically, I want you guys to take a step back and realize that you can PR more than once in a year, but realistically, you're going to have 2 times of the year at the most, if not just one, where you're going to maximize your performance in what we call peak. So the way that your training is set up is it's going to be in a 3 to 5 month cycle, depending on the distance your race is and what your current fitness is. But generally, let's say 4 months. So that first month or two is going to be the base building phase. And the base building phase, so say your race is in May, this coming January would be a great opportunity for you to truly focus on the strength side and the nutrition side, potentially weight loss, if that's a goal. If it's not, then that's okay too. But it would be a great time for you to focus on that and truly dive into, okay, I'm going to lose 5 or 10 pounds in this time. I'm going to fuel my body with whole foods. I'm going to set up great healthy habits. I'm going to add more strength training or more intense strength training during this time. And then I'm going to feel just so fit and ready to really build upon that foundation with this more strength, with more speed work and longer runs, right? So that you're coming up to your peak for the half or full marathon. The same can be said for shorter distance races, 5K or 10K. Is just, I don't want you, it's better to set that solid foundation first with the weight loss or the strength training. And then as we get closer and closer to the race, as we do in the group that I mentioned, we will start changing your strength training workouts a little bit with a little bit less intensity and less frequency, so that we're really more focusing on the running and less on the strength, but you're still maintaining your strength. So your priority might shift throughout the year, but you're going to be making improvements and becoming a better and better runner, a better athlete, and you're going to be feeling better throughout the year, right? So after you have that race in May or whenever, you're going to want to take a little bit of time off. So this can be, taking a full week off of running, we recommend, and just really taking that time to recover. So it'd be a great time to have a vacation right after your goal race or a week after your goal race, and just take that time to do whatever feels good and to do recovery. And so when you're kind of planning your peak seasons, I also encourage you to look at like when your race is and then move a month back and make sure that you're not having like major vacations or super stressful times at work during that final month, because that's going to be your peak training and your taper period where you're going to want to have less stress. Ideally, I know we're like, a lot of us, we're moms, we work full time. Like, how do you do all that? It's not perfect. Your job is not to be a pro athlete. No one's training is perfect, but in an ideal world, when you're looking ahead at the calendar, I just encourage you to think about like life goals and life stuff, or even plan vacations in this way. So those are my tips for you for today. I hope that was helpful. And we are here to answer any questions. So Jen is definitely more the person to ask about specific like speed workouts and how we're going to do that. And on Friday, we're going to actually go in and map out our year and give you more advice on how to do that. And, but I hope this gave you just more of a high level reference of like, how do I want to structure my year? what if I have different kinds of goals, and how do I make it all work together to be the best athlete and feel the most excited too. So one of the reasons why I love doing the Beachbody programs along with my running is because having a workout calendar, for example, the new program we have right now, Job One, I'm doing it right now and I love it. It's just really nice to have these other like little goals and little achievements that we can check off while you're working towards those bigger running goals. So it's okay to have different goals throughout the year, but kind of just honing in on like, what is my main priority? And are these other actions serving that? And am I having fun, right? Because that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, it's all about having fun and knowing why you run. And like, this has been a big thing for me since becoming a mom, is like my why for running has changed a little bit. And I know that part of my love of running is related to goal setting and working on improving and getting faster. But, you know, kind of having this like disconnect, but how does that work if my, you know, pre-kid self has way more time and I can sleep more and all of that. So just think of all of these obstacles and you're running as just fun and a way to explore a hobby that is just so fulfilling and connects you to incredible other women like this group. And really just appreciate you being here, and have a great day, guys.